live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 5 starts now.
That little girl was probably 2 years old, had this cute little dress on with American flags, and she was waving to me and she was saying, "Hi, Commander, hi, Commander." And I looked over and I had tears in my eyes.
Honoring service members, local communities and national leaders commemorate those who made the ultimate sacrifice. People in Texas remember not just veterans, but victims of last week's deadly elementary school shooting. One survivor talks about what he and his classmates saw. Plus, how to catch a glimpse of thousands of shooting stars, but scientists warn it may not happen at all. Good evening, I'm Mimi Murphy. Erica is off tonight. Honoring fallen service members on this Memorial Day. President Joe Biden placed a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier this morning and then delivered remarks saying fallen service members died so freedom could live.
We are free because they were brave. We live by the light of the flame of liberty that they kept burning. And so part of them is still with us no matter how long ago we lost them.
The president thanked veterans and Gold Star families for their service and sacrifice to our country, saying the nation will never be able to repay them for their dedication. From parades to remembrance ceremonies, the state line came out to honor those who died in the armed forces this Memorial Day. Hundreds lined up to catch a glimpse of Rockford's annual Memorial Day parade. The parade stepped off this morning downtown, snaking its way down State Street and ending at Beatty Park. Local veterans and high school students walked the route, giving thanks to those who gave their life protecting the country, while other veterans lined the parade route, like retired Rear Admiral Nathan Jones, who reminds people today isn't a celebration, but a remembrance.
So our mission here is to remember all soldiers that have died in all of our wars, which number over 1 million. So it's a solemn ceremony, never letting those people who gave all to keep our freedoms going in our memory and saying thank you, every one of those. I come from the Vietnam era. I come from a small town. 4 people from my small town died in the Vietnam War, and I knew most of them. So I'm saying their ripples are going still in my memory. They're never going to leave me, and that's what we have to remember, is those people that sacrificed everything are never forgotten by this nation.
The Rear Admiral was also taking part in today's sinking of the ship ceremony on the Rock River. A replica ship was placed in the river to honor sailors who lost their lives. Navy Club Ship Number 1 in Rockford puts this on every year. Organizers say it's another way to remember those who sacrificed everything for our freedom while teaching kids about our history.
So I think it's great that they come out to these events like these particular parades to see really what the veterans have done for the country, what they've lost for their country, and many of them have lost their lives and their livelihoods.
Rockford Navy Club Number 1 is celebrating 100 years this year. It was the first Navy club in the nation. There are only 26 left today. Also in downtown Rockford, veterans and other dignitaries offered stories and remembrances outside Veterans Memorial Hall. The national anthem and taps were performed and a rose-laying ceremony held. Hall administrators say Memorial Day is perhaps the most important holiday on the calendar.
Without the sacrifices of those that served, we wouldn't be able to have our barbecues. We wouldn't be able to stand here and do these interviews. You know, they keep us free, and they had to fight for it. Freedom's not free. There's a price to pay, and today we honor those that paid that ultimate price.
You can learn about some who died on the battlefield at Veterans Memorial Hall. Inside there are stories from the Civil War to present day. And in PECATONICA, people took time to remember those who served. The long-running Memorial Day Parade is considered the second largest in the state. Cars, old and new, along with Jeeps and even a few mini aeroplanes, all decked out with American flags, rounded the streets, with lots of kids lining the road to wave and cheer them on. Another Memorial Day remembrance ceremony today was at the LZ Peace Memorial. Veterans lost in all wars were remembered at the site at Midway Village. Much like the Vietnam Wall in Washington, D.C. that honors those who died, those who served locally are etched on a wall here. Captain Jason Church served as a guest speaker. The Army vet lost both his legs below the knee in Afghanistan, but despite that, he says he's one of the lucky ones because he came home.
It's an absolute honor to meet people who have served and sacrificed, and to meet people, frankly, who have had family members give their lives to this nation. To meet a Gold Star mom is something that, always hits me home pretty hard because, I, like anybody, I think of my own mom, and we have. I can't imagine. I really can't imagine how that feels for her. So to be able to sit next to her and have a conversation today was fantastic.
Today's ceremony also honored the men and women from Winnebago County who served in Vietnam. 72 veterans from Winnebago County were killed in that war. Memorial Day weekend is the unofficial start to summer, but record high gas prices and flight cancellations caused problems for many. More than 2,000 flights have been canceled since Friday. Delta had the most, blaming bad weather and air traffic control actions. Experts warn this will be an expensive summer of travel. Flights, hotel rooms, and gas prices are all expected to go even higher over the next few months. According to drivers here in the state line, the cheapest gas can be found today for $4.64 a gallon. That's at Costco and Sam's Club, as well as the Mobile and Road Ranger at Winnebago Corners. Gas is $4.65 at the Shell across from the Rockford Airport. Last Monday, the cheapest gas in our area was $4.39. Activists urge Governor J.B. Pritzker to speed up Illinois' transition to electric vehicles. This comes after a new report claiming pollution from diesel trucks will kill hundreds and make thousands more sick in the next several years. According to the study by the Respiratory Health Association, fine particles from trucks will cause heart attacks and respiratory problems. The association asked the governor to take steps to phase out 30% of diesel-fueled engines by 2030. Pritzker's office says the administration is studying the impacts this would have on businesses and the trucking industry. Memorials grow for the 19 students and 2 teachers killed at a Texas elementary school. Coming up, new details about the police response to that deadly shooting. And new at 6, actor Johnny Depp is accused of beating his ex-wife. He claims she made it up. In tonight's Stateline Strong, a local advocate worries how this very public trial could affect local survivors.
We've been pretty hot and humid. Well, not necessarily humid, windy for the Memorial Day holiday. Find out how long the heat sticks around and when we see thunderstorms move in. That's all coming up in your most trusted forecast a little later.
You're watching Eyewitness News, your home team with Eric Wilson, Mimi Murphy, Scott Leber, and Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
The Department of Justice is now looking into the Texas school shooting. Questions are growing about law enforcement's response after 19 children and 2 teachers were killed in their classrooms. Rena Roy's update includes a 9-year-old survivor who describes what he lived through.
On this Memorial Day, the nation remembering not only those who served, but also the 21 victims of the Uvalde school shooting.
Keep in your prayers the people of Uvalde, Texas. What happened in Uvalde was a horrific act of evil.
New video obtained by ABC News showing the horror after the gunman opened fire at Robb Elementary.
Okay, they're getting the kids out.
Police officers breaking windows trying to rescue children. The video also capturing what appears to be dispatch audio telling officers the gunman was in a classroom with children that needed help.
We do have a child online. Row 12, are we able to, is there anybody inside of the building at this? Child is advising he is in the room full of victims at this moment.
9-year-old survivor Daniel Garza remembering the moment he saw the shooter.
He's like staring at like people through a little window.
And what was he doing?
He was just like standing there with his gun like tapping on like the window.
Authorities say he was inside the school for 77 minutes before law enforcement breached the locked door with a key and killed him. The Texas Department of Public Safety says the school district's police chief wrongly believed the situation turned into a barricaded subject and was no longer an active shooter, ordering tactical teams not to go in. Sources tell ABC those teams eventually decided to go in. The Department of Justice now launching a review into law enforcement's response. Funerals began today for some of the victims. They'll be taking place almost every single day for the next 2.5 weeks. Another reminder of just how many people are grieving in this tragedy. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Well, you can keep your eyes on the skies tonight for what could be a meteor shower of a lifetime, or there could be nothing at all. It all depends on whether debris from a deteriorating comet crosses Earth's atmosphere on its orbit around the sun. If the timing works out, astronomers say we'll see a meteor shower with thousands of shooting stars per hour. Maximum activity is expected around midnight. Your best bet for catching the action is to find a spot away from city lights and look up. A sunny and warm Memorial Day. In fact, we got into the 90s. Candace is back after the break with a cool down and when we can watch for storms.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from Chief Meteorologist Candace King.
Well, like yesterday, we have had some pretty strong winds out there this afternoon. Also helped to bring our temperatures today into the upper 80s, low 90s. Sustained south winds 10 to 20, 25, even 30 miles per hour here, with some gusts coming close to 35 to 40, even 45 earlier here this afternoon out to the northwest. Winds gusting close to 30 miles per hour, 40 miles per hour, I should say, in Rockford and Rochelle. Unfortunately, those strong winds, something that are going to continue here through the rest of this evening. That'll keep us fairly mild here, but you do not have to worry about any rainfall. 91 our temperature in Janesville, 90 for Rockford, Rochelle, Dixon. You're at 88 in Freeport and 87 right now in Monroe. Notice the heat index temperature actually right at or even just slightly below where the actual air temperature sits. That's because our dew point temperatures this afternoon are in the upper 50s and low 60s, so we don't have to worry about that humidity. Yes, it is hot out there, but at least the humidity has been kept in check. And our temperature today, making it to 91 degrees, will go down as one of the top 5 hottest Memorial days on record. 96, not only in our record high temperature for today, but also the warmest Memorial Day. That was back in 1934, 93 in 1921. Our most recent, actually, 92, set back in 2018. Coldest Memorial Day temperatures, upper 40s, low 50s, not quite that cool. And in fact, we don't have any of that cool weather coming up here. Yes, our temperatures will drop back towards the middle to end of the week, but actually we'll stay pretty close to where we should be here for the beginning of June. A live look with our SkyTrack camera over downtown Rockford this evening. We've got plenty of sunshine filtered out by a little bit of cloud cover out there. Good day to be on the river outside of the wind. Might be a little choppy there with those strong wind gusts, or finding some sort of water source here as we've had plenty of heat. Thunderstorms going to stay focused to the northwest. A lot of activity here moving across Minnesota with this line of severe thunderstorms as an area of low pressure rotates around the upper Midwest and the northern plains. Numerous severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings there, now moving into central Minnesota. That activity is going to stay to our west tonight, but we could see a couple of stronger thunderstorms in here by tomorrow afternoon. So we do have a slight risk for a few strong to severe thunderstorms. I think with any thunderstorms that form, damaging winds would be our biggest concern, followed then by hail, and there is an isolated tornado risk and then some heavy rainfall too. But the activity for tomorrow afternoon kind of hinges on what happens later tonight to our west and what moves in for tomorrow morning. So let's plan this out. We see a little more cloud cover by the morning hours tomorrow. Thunderstorms off to the west will kind of form into this cluster. As that cluster moves east through Iowa, it should weaken and kind of diminish overall. Sometimes at night, when you get those cluster of thunderstorms, they can leave behind kind of this remnant low pressure system. If we see that move in our direction, thunderstorms would be most likely by noon, lessening the impact of thunderstorms late tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. If we don't have that coverage early tomorrow, then those thunderstorms with the cold front about 4, 5, 6 o'clock would pose a greater risk for severe weather. Maybe those temperatures will be back down into the 70s once that front passes later this week.
Well, it should be very comfortable. Thanks, Candace. Scott's in next with sports. He says the Forston Cardinals are flying high tonight after another dramatic softball win that has sent them to the state tournament.
Now sports with sports director Scott Leber.
There are usually some magical moments when a high school sports team makes the long road to the state tournament. Forston's softball team is taking that to the extreme. The Cardinals got by Durand 2-0 for a regional championship. At the South Beloit sectional, they needed 12 innings to get by Pearl City 2-1. In the sectional championship game, they needed to rally for an 8-7 win over Dakota. And then there's what the Cardinals did today in Sterling. The Cardinals played the Biggsville West Central Heat in a 1A super sectional. The Heat controlled the early part of the game. Top of the third, Addie Seitz goes deep off Forston pitcher Kara Erdman. The next batter, Mackenzie Luddington. She also hits one deep, and that's going to be gone. So back-to-back shots put West Central up 4-0. The Cardinals didn't get on the board until the bottom of the fifth. Haley Greenfield up with runners on, and that's a hit. 2 Cardinals scored, making it a 4-2 game. Now to the bottom of the seventh, the Cardinals trailing 5-3, but Brooke Bettner turned this game completely around. She wallops a 2-run home run, and that had the Cardinals all riled up. Suddenly, the game was tied 5-5. The very next batter was sophomore Ella Ingram, and she hammers it. And that one's going to go back-to-back blast, and it was a Forston party at home plate. Just like that, the Cardinals had a super sectional championship and the school's first trip to state in their hip pocket. They won it 6-5. Your cheers, I think, say it all, but what are you thinking right now?
I don't even know what to think. We're going to state. I don't know. I knew it was now or never, and the pitch was right there, and I don't know. It was just awesome.
Is this the most unbelievable team, the way you guys just keep battling back?
Yeah, I don't know. Every time we are under and we come up with a home run or something, I don't know.
They're very resilient, and you know it's great. Each time it's a different kid that comes through. So
is it kind of hard on your heart, these tight ball games?
You're telling me, I'm like, girls, I'm going to have this kid here, and we're not ready for that. So
yeah, Coach Snyder is pregnant, so the baby's going to have to wait at least through the weekend because there is more softball to be played. Cardinals going to play in the state semifinals Friday, 12:30 in Peoria against KC Westfield. The other semifinal matchup in 1A will be Newark against Illini Bluffs. The championship game will be Saturday at 11:30. Cubs lost to the Brewers this afternoon, 7-6. That's sports. We'll be right back.
First Warn Interactive Radar stays dry for us tonight. That's on mystateline.com. Warm and windy. Watch for some thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon.
Thanks, Candace, and thanks for joining us. Have a good evening.